Hey there, and welcome back. It's time again for the golden age of DC Comics 365 days, when I'm going through a page a day of this wonderful gift I got from one of my best friends almost 2 decades ago. It's a coffee table book, and it surfed all of my coffee tables in that time. It's well loved, well read. It's the source of many a great conversations, such as the one we're going to have today. I simply love this book, and it's been really fun sharing this experience with you, because it's also about the history of publication media, magazines. It's the history of, it is art history involved in here. There's war history, U.S. history, such as during the Great Depression and World War II, and in the early space race. There's so much to unpack here, and thank you for tuning in. We're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year, and let's get to it. So, it is April the 2nd. Happy April. Oh, yay. One of my favorite things to look at. It's very pleasing. It's very iconic. And it's what I talked about it the other day, and I brought up a page to talk about it as well, just a little bit. But it's a logo from the cover of Superman number 30, September, October of 1944. Okay, and specifically, see, like, regular U.S. Patent Office. And then by now, it's a DC publication for Detective Comics. And yeah, that's a great turn here. Lois Lane gives Superman the go-by for Clark Kent. Read Superman alias Superman. But let's read the blurb. It's April 2nd. Then I want to get into that iconic Superman logo and what it is. Is it a font? Is it a logo? Is it an icon? It's all three. And I love things such as print media, and I love font, such as like subway signs, maps. I find fonts can be pleasing. Fonts can be displeasing. Fonts can make it hard to read. Fonts can make it look as though you're set in an era that transports you to a different place, because they have an iconic value if they were like such as old German, old English, or 70s sci-fi, 80s sci-fi. There's a whole host of different fonts that just evoke different emotions and expectations out of your fiction. But let's read the blurb. April 2nd, several comic book characters have achieved something like universal recognition, but there are few indeed who have achieved such fame that even their logos are instantly identifiable. Versions of these seemingly massive letters, with their false depth and forced perspective that seem to stretch into the distance, have been used on pulp magazine covers previously, and artist Joe Shuster had been experimenting with them as early as 1933. In their final form, they seem to embody the might and majesty inherent in the character, and they have been in constant use for over half a century. Remember, published in 2004. And so over 80 years, so over 3/4 of a century at this point. And what we can do, I don't have answers, I just have more questions, and I like to talk about things. I'm no expert, and but you could, okay, I grew up as a child in the 70s, as a teen in the 80s, and a young man of the 90s. So I'm telling you from my own personal experience that as a child, anything written in this font evoked Superman. Like, you could have a plumber with their name written like this on the side of their van, and you know, it's just eye-catching, and it's iconic at this point. That there was once a time, like, you know, that this was just, write something like this, you are evoking Superman. And it's the but I am a fan of font, and of, you know, leading and kerning, and you know, and just, I love pleasing looking things to read, and font goes a long way. But what is the font of that superhero logo? It's changed a few times. It's gotten like little, you know, little boxy, you know, on the edges. It's sometimes the Super S has serifs. Sometimes they don't. The serif are the little, you know, stems on certain letters. So we are. This apparently says from FindMyAnswer.com from April 7th of 2020. You want to presume Franklin Gothic heavy, and give it 3D shading, and that will give you the Superman font you're looking for. Yet there are a few fonts that you could buy, I guess, or maybe they're free out there that you could download, and one's called Up, Up and Away, which is, I believe, a trademark phrase of Superman's when he takes to flight, whether it's in giant leaps and bounds or self-propulsion. His story's, you know, gained, but up, up and away, that's Superman. And Super Paul, that's another font as well. So you can get this font on the internet somewhere. Yes, Paul's super font, and Up, Up and Away, and you too can use the super font to meme. And if you use that font, and especially if it's in the iconic colors of red and yellow and blue, you are definitely going to, like, oh, this is some kind of superhero reference in here. And that would, yeah, because the font is so iconic. The look of that, the color scheme, the 3D motion, the depth is so iconic that the expectation in this kind of, you know, of a typing, some kind of typecasting, some kind of stereotype, or some kind of cultural expectations just out of, you know, a glance, or a, you know, it's that, yeah, it all began here in the DC Comics, and the golden age of DC Comics. I mean, Superman is just, I mean, it's infiltrated our culture and our language, and that Superman is a modern god of mythology, and agnostic for us, the fan. And, you know, Superman, last time I checked, was Christian. You know, he says, sometimes he says Rao, R-A-O, the son of Krypton, the sun god of Krypton, and sometimes he says God. And because, last time I checked, Superman believed in his Christian upbringing of his parents, of his farmer parents. And so I don't know how much that goes today. Also, his favorite meal used to be beef Wellington, and then he became a vegetarian along the way. I wonder if he's still a vegetarian to this day. But Golden Age Superman ate meatloaf and gravy, pretty much. That's what I think. I'm not sure. Maybe it was beef Wellington then. If you know the answer to that one, put it in the comment section. I want to know. I don't have to look that one up. I want to talk to you about comic books. Awesome. It's time for a fresh cup of coffee. And it's also time to remind you that we're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern and find out who and what we're talking about when we turn the page. God bless you. Namaste. Good luck. Subscribe. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to earn your subscription. I'm a professional chef. We make delicious, nutritious, and beautiful food that hopefully you can make at home with some of my videos. So tune in. I'm a spiritual guy, an amateur theologian, an ordained minister. We get spiritual here. We also do gratitude lists, and which can really change your day if you're having a bad day. You can arm yourself against your bad day with a morning gratitude list. Find out more with the gratitude lists. And thanks for tuning in. And see you tomorrow, all right? Cheers. Thanks. Bye.